Hi, I'm the Adobe guy. Quick one for you now. What I'm going to do is show you how to desaturate colours on a part of an image. Um, just a particular way that I do of this, just to make it non-destructive, which I feel is quite important. I've just brought up here an image. This is my cousin in Australia. It's quite harsh lighting. And what I'm going to do, the first thing I do is I use my selection. So I've actually got a pre-drawn path here. So I'm just going to make my selection from this path. And I go back to my layers. I'm going to invert my selection just so you see the marching ants around the outside, and then I'm just making a new layer from the inverted selection. So this is the layer that I'm working on now, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to do hue and saturation. So I'm just doing hue and saturation. I'm taking down the master colors. I'm turning down the saturation just to bleach out everybody else in the photo other than the bride. And we'll see how that looks when I turn the bride back on. And she now leaps off the page. Everyone else is faded down, and the bride now stands out from the picture. Always remember, whenever you're working on photos, it's better to work on what you don't want people to focus on rather than what you do want people to focus on. Because once you've made people look at the bits that you want them to look at, it's going to be much easier for them to see if you have actually made any changes. So what you want to do is make the changes to the rest of the photo. And the analogy I use is you should always fatify the bridesmaids rather than thinifying the bride. Okay, that's just a quick and easy one for you there. Obviously you can apply exactly the same effects to the background with a slight fade on it as well. So I'm still on the background layer there. I'm just going to go into Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and I'm just going to apply a very, very slight fade to the background. Let's see what it's like with and without. That's people in focus, that's people very slightly out of focus, and once more again, just makes the bride jump off the page just that little bit more. Okay, this is again particularly useful not just for brides and bridesmaids, particularly useful commercially for pack shots for your product. Keep your product there. To make your product stand out, tone down everything else. So turn down the saturation, give the rest of it a slight blur, and you won't go far wrong. I'm the Adobe guy. Once again, I hope this has been useful, and thank you for listening.